Hello techies. Welcome to our brand new video series focused on helping you get the most of your experiences in life. Before we start the video, let's know about Upptalk. Upptalk is a live, interactive platform for software training, furnishing robust personalities who could take on universal business platforms.
Absolutely. So now, what are we going to do? We have some information now, but we have to take it to the next level. That is, we want to find out the age of this child. Right. We found out that Megan is around 22 years old, 22 years and a few months. But we want to show it in the report. And we also want to run a filter on that particular age maybe. Right. So let's see if we can do that calculation. So we have extracted that single instance, which is eldest dependent child. Now we have to find out the age of this eldest dependent. And where is the age stored? Is it stored in worker, or is it stored in the dependent business object? Where is the age of the dependent? It's in the dependent. It's in the dependent. Right. So now do we want all the ages of all the dependents? No. We want the specific age of this particular instance, the single instance that we have extracted. We want Megan's age. Right. So that's why we will do. We will get another calculation. We will do another calculation. Okay. And we will use what we call as an LRV. We are looking up a related value. So age of the eldest dependent child. That is what we are going to do. And where should we store it? The age is there in the dependent business object. But we are creating a calculated field in which business object now. Worker or dependent. Worker. Think about it. Worker. Because we want the information in the worker business object. Right. The information is already there in the dependent business object. We are pulling it from there. Right. We are pulling it from there using the lookup related value. And what is the function? LRV. Okay, LRV lookup related value is our function. So what is the lookup field? Can we say this? Eldest dependent child. The moment I choose the dependent child, you see, the related business object is dependent. Because it knows that this ESI is linked to the dependent business object. Okay. Although this particular ESI is in the worker business object, but the business object is worker. Right. Make no mistake. This ESI is stored in the worker business object, but we are extracting information from a related business object. That is what we are doing. That's why it says the related business object is dependent. Not anything else. Dependent. Return value. What do you want? Which value do you want from the dependent business object? What field is it? Come on. Which field do we want to get from the dependent business Object. Age. Age. Right. Age. So if I look at age, is it the age of the worker? No, it's the age of the dependent. Right. So we have actually got the age of the dependent. Which dependent's age? The dependent that we have identified using the ESI, the eldest dependent. So now we have got the age of the eldest dependent child. Right. If you understand the logic, creating the calculated field is simple. But first, we have to identify the flow of data. How are we going to retrieve the data? Based on what condition? If you understand that, then creating the calculated field is easy, right? But first of all, we have to spend some time analyzing and understanding the relationships between the related business object, primary business object, what information is present where. That would take time. That would take some experience. It won't come overnight. So do not worry. If you are not able to understand it right away, it will take some time. It will take some experience. So we will say age of the eldest dependent child. Okay. All right. Now let's run it one more time. Right. Okay. All right. So let's crawl to the right. Megan McNeil is 22. Right. We have the information here, so we can cross-verify. 22. Stefan Schneider is 26. Juan Carlos is 32. Right. It is right here, so we are not making up. We are not getting inconsistent data. And this test data is also 29 years old. Now can I say that, okay, we are going to launch a specific program for the dependent children who are more than 25 years old. Right. People who are more than 25 years old. Or maybe we are not looking at dependents who are more than 30 years old, because if somebody is more than 30 years old, we do not consider that person to be a dependent, unless that person has some physical disability. Right. So let's say we only want dependents who are less than 30 years old. Can we do this? Right now, can we do this? Filter only the dependents who are less than 30 years old. How should we do this? In the report, I want to create a report that gives me the names of dependents who are less than 30 years old. Dependent children. How do we do that in the report? Go to the related actions. Then let's edit the report. Report edit. I want the names of the workers who has a dependent. The eldest dependent is less than 30 years old. Come on. This is easy. Nothing to do with the calculated fields. Just normal filtering. Then we will go into sub-filter. Why sub-filter? Because we are looking at the age of the dependents. I am only looking at the age of the eldest child. Less than 30 years old. Eldest child less than 30. That is what we want. We go to filter, and then we add a condition here. What do we want? Fields on the report. Age of the eldest dependent child. It is a numeric field. What can we say? Less than or equal to. Here, in the value we provide, 30. Click OK. Once we run this report 2000, the same data set that we were using prior. Let's just use it one more time. I think just one record will go away. The rest of them will remain. We had one dependent with 32 years old who was 32. We have filtered that particular record out. Now our Megan is 22, less than 30. Stefan 26, less than 30. This test is less than 30. It is 29. Right. So this is what we have created. Understood how we are able to do this? Yes, I had a lookup related value. Now let's quickly talk about some of the performance considerations that you should keep in mind when you are doing your calculated fields. So when you begin designing your report and you have to use or you want to use calculated fields, you should consider the following guidelines that your report performs at an optimum.
Please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us at sales@upptalk.com.